Hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Why You Worried About It. I am Lindsay Bush, a HR director for Country Crossroads Counseling.
And hey, everybody, I'm Susie Arbo. I'm a licensed professional counselor. We are on this journey to a better you. We are with all of you guys. We know life throws us all sorts of different things all the time. And so just figuring out ways to navigate through those things in a healthy way is so important. And that's kind of why we decided to do the show.
Yes, that's right. We really enjoy. Thank you so much for everybody that's given us feedback so far. We really appreciate it. And we love for you guys to continue to let us know what you want to hear about, what's relevant for you, what's going on in your life, because there's a good chance there's lots of others out here or us even that are going through it too. So we would love to chat about it and get some good positive mindset out there and working through some of those troubles or stressors or things that maybe you shouldn't even be worrying about. So today we're going to talk about getting older, and hitting those numbers, those kind of milestone numbers. I'm not sad about it. I'm excited actually, but I'm turning the big 40 in less than a week now, and it's different. 40 is different. You like have to check new boxes, and you start looking at things a lot differently. So we just thought it would be a really good thing to kind of talk about. I know I brought it up to Susie, like, oh, I'm getting 40. I don't, it's going to be weird. I don't know what to do. And Susie's always so positive, and you're like, it's fine. It's going to be good. Everything's good. It's a new chapter. So I figured if this is something that's weighing on me, I bet everybody else is kind of going through their own stuff too, maybe every now and then.
Yeah, I know some people that dread their birthdays.
Yeah.
Like everything they dread them. They don't even want to acknowledge them. They don't want to, do the celebration, do the parties, do all that kind of stuff. And then you've got other people on the other end of the spectrum that wants to have 4 or 5 parties. I know. I love birthday days. I love birthday months. I love everything. Necessarily getting older, what they mean. Like, I mean, I think there's a lot of different ways to look at it, right?
Yes,
I feel like it's all about your mindset,
for sure.
and you can either kind of dread it and think, you know what, geez, you know what, I'm getting older and this is the negative thing. This is awful, my body's hurting, whatever those things are for you, those negative thoughts. If you take that road, that's kind of what you're going to get. And those are the kind of the feelings and the thoughts that go with it. But if you kind of start to shift your mindset to think, more gratitude wise, as far as,
Hmm.
man, I made it around, again, another year, and I get this opportunity to make this year better than my last year. And we know, like, we're in big time into personal development. And so it's even like, how can I grow this year as a human?
Hmm.
How can I improve my life, improve my relationships? How can I take care of myself in a healthier way? There's all sorts of like opportunities every
Hmm.
time that you go through that. Don't you think?
Oh yeah, getting those gifts. Like it made me immediately think of those gifts. If you look at it and you're like, "Oh, it's dreading," and you hate it, and then it's like, "No, you know what? If you can turn it into a positive thing, it's an opportunity to grow." Or sometimes I think even deeper, it's like, is it do I'm thinking about myself. Am I looking back and going, gosh, I going to be 40. I really thought I would be here. I would be doing this. I would be all of these things that I had built up in my mind, when I was 16, thinking a 40-year-old was old, and like thinking I'd be living in a mansion up on a hill, retiring soon and all these things. And really reality hits. And it's like, that's not life. That's not, all those big, crazy thoughts you had back a long time ago. Life changes and different doors open and close for so many various reasons. And knowing that I am here where I am today, hopefully just trying to be a better human every day makes it more worth it to me to like think of things that way. I don't want to go into anything with regret, which is hard. But at the same time, like life, getting to wake up every day, you have a new chance to do whatever it is that you thought you wanted to do, or there's nothing saying no. So lots of different ways to look at it, I guess.
Right, right. From the moment your feet hit the floor, when you get up every day, you get that opportunity to choose how to view your day and the mindset that you're going to have, and that's up to you. Nobody else can
No.
impact that or whatnot. I love that you brought up the fact of, we set these expectations for ourselves sometimes where we think, oh, by this age I want to have this done, or I want to, whatever your dreams might be, I want to be a homeowner, or I want to have this many kids or this much money in the bank or whatever that is for you.
Hmm.
And sometimes if life doesn't go the way that you plan it, and it never does, folks. Life never, ever, ever goes the way that we plan it, but it always works out better than if we could have planned it. We just need to trust the journey. And I think that's the hardest part is like right now, we are where we need to be doing what we need to do. And if you're listening right now and you're feeling like some of that regret or you're feeling some of that feelings of, oh, like I just expected my life to be better, right now is building you up to the person that you are going to be. And if you are working on yourself and you are a good human with a good heart, those good things are going to happen if you've got goals and dreams. But we just got to trust in the process. And I think that's hard to do sometimes when we live in America and we're all
Yes.
super impatient, right? We
Impatient,
want everything right
comparing.
now.
Hmm. Yeah, we see what everybody else has because it's easy to hop on Facebook or do all the social media and see like everybody posts all the positive, wonderful things that, but it takes a lot of people don't want to they don't want to be vulnerable. You don't want to look broken out there for the world to see. So remember that the things you're comparing yourself to are likely not the full story. You're seeing that cover photo, but you're not seeing the behind the scenes of what's really going on. So focusing on really what is your life and what you want in your life is more important than comparing to what others have or even what you told yourself you needed or what thought you needed to have at any point in your life for sure. But I do think if you do find yourself stuck, or if you find yourself really just kicking yourself because you're not where you wanted to be or you expected it, it's making me think like write down those things. And then what is a small step you can do to get towards it? That's never too late. If you're still alive and breathing and moving and shaking and you really want to do that thing, there's nothing saying you can't, but you instead of looking at it, what's that saying? How to eat an elephant? It's one bite at a time. Same thing. Don't look at the whole thing. Just what's one small step you can do in that journey of whatever it is. Um,
Mhm.
I think it's important to remember that just because you've hit a certain age and you thought you were going to do something before or should have done it already, it doesn't mean it's too late. If you still want to do it, do it.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. There's a saying, and I say it all the time, but your next step is your best step.
Hmm.
So no matter what that is, just take that step and always take that baby step and that builds momentum and that will get you just one small thing every day can make a huge difference, over the course of a year. And so it's up to you. The rest of your life is in your hands. So it's kind of cool. You brought up comparing yourself to others, and we try to be really real on the show, and we try to be, kind of going through our own journey with everybody else. But I recently got to meet up with some of my friends that I haven't seen in a long time, and it was really great to like have those conversations. And it's just so interesting sometimes, like what you see on social media, and you look at these pictures, and I know I post pictures of myself happy and having fun and whatever, and I don't always post a struggle or a bad thing going on, right?
Hmm.
But I think we almost paint this picture in our head that everybody has this perfect life, or they're just like killing it out there, or they're making it, and it's just like to kind of like realize, and we talk about this all the time on the show, everybody has their own stuff and it
Hmm.
just looks different. And whether it's your own stuff of, you're getting another year older and you're kind of like, oh, kind of going through those thoughts. Everybody's got it. And so just knowing that it's what you do with that information is what truly matters. So and we're very proactive on this show. We like to encourage people to try to make some positive changes, to try to do some different things to better themselves, on this journey to a better you. So I like it that you kind of talked about writing things down, like writing down what some of those goals are. And I think next week we are going to hit on goal setting a lot.
Hmm.
We're going to deep dive into it, and we're gonna have some fun with that. But today, even just thinking about your thoughts on when you do get another year older, or maybe you're looking at yourself and thinking, man, I don't look the same way I did 15, 20 years ago. And just kind of getting to that spot of accepting the fact, you know what I mean, that you get this opportunity. But then also I feel like there's a lot of preventative things that we can do nowadays. You know what I mean? For our health, for our wellness, you know what I mean? Like there are med spas out there, that we all love, that are popping up that do a lot of preventive things, just like with aging. I mean, some people love to let their hair go gray. Some people love to, embrace that and let them just be all natural. If that's you, do it. Like that's
Mhm.
beautiful and that's wonderful. Like God created that for a reason. But maybe you're somebody that likes to be more of on the proactive side and take those steps to do things. Or there's lots of cool vitamins out there now and supplements, and people are eating cleaner than they've ever, well, some people are eating cleaner, you know what I mean, that they've ever eaten. Some people still, obviously enjoy a good drive through, and nothing wrong with that every once in a while, but there's lots of things we can do for our body just to keep it going. And people are living longer than they've ever lived. And so just kind of embracing that too.
For sure. And sometimes don't even, you don't have to even make it that difficult if you're like, you see all the new trends and all the new things that people are doing. I know I don't know, you could go on and on about all the things that people are doing out there that are healthy and better for you, but sometimes just simple. I struggle with drinking water. Drinking
Mhm.
water is so simple and it is so important. And I know it is. I was an athlete all growing up. I know it in the back of my head. Anytime I have anything going on, I'm like, I should probably drink more water. And it's like little baby steps like that too can make such a big difference. Like you don't have to change the mold and do whatever the whole world's doing with all these crazy new things. Just keep it simple too. Just focus on what you need and what your body is telling you for sure.
Hmm. Yeah, there are so many, like, especially on social media, there's so many, like, I don't know if
Hmm.
they're gimmicks. I don't know if they, I mean, work. Like, I'm sure some of them do, some of them don't. But I saw this commercial, I'm not gonna lie, and it was this laser thing that you put on your face and you do it for 10 to 15 minutes a day. Have you seen those? And they're
Yes.
all the different like light therapies or
Oh
whatever.
yeah.
And I ordered one because I'm like, you know what? If it works and it's safe, and it makes me feel a little bit better, I'm gonna do it 5 minutes a
And I
day.
think,
I haven't started it. I'll check in back in with you guys,
yeah,
but
I think that's it
I'll
though.
let you
Like
know.
you said it right there. If it makes you feel better, that's all that matters. Whether it works, whether it doesn't work, I mean, even if it's just your own, what is it, placebo effect, and you're like, oh, I needed, I just needed that and I feel so refreshed. Good for you. There's no, if you feel that way and bringing you joy, let it happen. Like nobody else needs to tell you what is right or wrong for you and what works and what doesn't work. So I think that's great though. And I'm excited to hear about it, Susie. I'm
Yeah.
gonna know
Oh,
if she
I'm gonna.
shows up with a mask on the next couple times. The laser got a little hot, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Exactly.
awesome.
And I also think too that there's stages in life, right? Where sometimes like maybe you're in a stage of your life where you are, have little ones at home, and you know what I mean, and family is everything. So you're gonna hone in and you're gonna do all their events, and you kind of put career, everything on the back burner, and that for you at that age, like that's super important. And then maybe later on, career is more important, or maybe there's just different like kind of like things that people go through, as far as families and just life in general. And so just kind of being okay and accepting whatever stage that you are in your life and being grateful for it, and not always kind of looking to like what's next, like kind of just being mindful and just being present and loving where you're at, because it's such a blessing that you woke
Hmm.
up, you're breathing today, and it's
Yes.
another gift, of a day. So I kind of think those are kind of some highlights of the show that we kind of just want to bring home to people, is to kind of, it, we can't avoid it. You know what I mean? Every day that goes by is another day. And so shifting your mindset to being, you know what, this is good. I'm grateful that I'm here, and I'm going to make the best of it and the most of it. And I'm going to enjoy my time that I have in the best way possible.
Because honestly, what's the alternative to getting older?
Yeah,
It's not a
exactly.
better option. Like honestly, and you're important and there's so many things that are so good that you can find in life. Like, so why worry about it? Like, I mean, obviously that's kind of our key here is what there's no sense
Hmm.
in worrying about it, but I think also think to what I would tell. I know if Susie came to me and said she was struggling, I would talk her up and I would give her the most grace in her life and what she's doing and any of my friends or family. So I challenge you, if you are struggling with those kind of things, to give yourself grace. Look back and maybe look at it through a different lens. What have you accomplished? Maybe it's not the path that you thought you were going to do, but go back and give yourself grace just like you would anybody else that you're talking to that's struggling with those things.
Hmm. I love that. I love that. That's so good. So I think, I think we've kind of set up some actionable things that maybe kind of getting people thinking today. And I think that's kind of the point of the show. And so we're curious to know your feedback. We're curious to know what your thoughts are about getting older. And
Follow us on Facebook. We're always doing tons of fun things. We have events, positive things we're putting out there. Our podcasts, if you're ever looking for it, find it up right there on our Facebook page. And on our website, it is countrycrossroadscounseling.com. You'll find our contact information, all that good stuff out there. We would love to hear from you and let us know what you want to hear from us.
thanks for listening.